Hey there, welcome in. Today we're talking about ESTJs for a bit. ESTJs are arguably the most hated MBTI type. Even in this video, we'll talk about the negatives mostly because that's what this video is about. So, why ESTJs are so disliked? I don't think it's actually that much true to that extent that we seen in the typology community. Part of the reason is due to the fact that most types into MBTI dislikes them basically. Like what types are into MBTI? NTPs are into MBTI and also NFPs and also INFJs, ENFJs. They are the types most likely to be interested in MBTI in my observation. The way those types operates is opposing to the nature of ESTJs. So naturally, they don't like ESTJs. That being said, this video isn't about ESTJs' relationship with certain types. We will be talking about in general, why this hatred towards ESTJs exists. Uh, I guess hatred is a heavy word. Let's go with dislike. One of the most significant reasons behind people disliking them is their tendency to control. It's a very specific kind of control. They don't control with logistics like an ENTs would do. ENTs would control you directly and openly with logistics. Yes, ESTs control people too. They do it openly, but the difference is it's not directly. They control people through a proxy. It could be through a set of rules, principles, or values. And more often than not, it is very cheap for people who orders what should be done and people who tries to change easier way of doing things. This kind of approach, this kind of activities clashes with stability or nature of a person. Yes, results fall into the first category. They tend to affiliate themselves with spaces where they can take roles to order other people's what should be done and what's the proper way of doing something according to a principle, value, or a set of rules. There's an interesting component here. They don't necessarily always agree or abide by to the rules or principles they are ensuring others are following. As an INTP, I can't understand how a person can do that. But when ESTJs are on the operation mode, on the management mode, the way they impose the rules, orders, and make sure the principles of whatever institution they are affiliate with maintained by people under him. That's one of the reasons certain types hates ESTJs, specifically the types interested in MBTIs. I mean, imagine an ESTJ in a managing role at a corporate office. The corporate office would have rules, regulations, and principles that ESTJs are rolled to manage. Now, think about the mindset of a typical employee in a corporate office. He is there basically for the money. That's true. But there are also types who needs both process and outcome to be satisfying. Whereas most employees working in a corporate office wouldn't think like that. All they care about is the outcome, is the money, is the wage they are contracted to get. They might not hate as much as the types who needs the process to be enjoyable. That's why each type who needs the process to be satisfying just as the outcome, or or maybe they just care about the process. They are more likely to dislike ESTJs. That being said, the types that doesn't necessarily desire to the process to be enjoyable can also strongly dislike the ESTJs. I wouldn't say all ESTJs, mostly immature one. Let's be honest, immature type, no matter what type it is, would be disliked by all types. But immature ESTJs are made to hated by others. An immature ESTJ in a management role would be passive aggressive. He would use their proxy control for the personal interest and unfairly outside of the rule book or the principle they are operating with. I think they have this illusion that they are controlling people. Actually, not. They are just a proxy. They are controlling as a proxy. It's not a direct control. It's not even an indirect control like 1v1. The thing controlling people is the reason they are working under an ESTJ. If it's in a corporate office, it would be because of the wage. Most people would be there for the money, right? So it's not ESTJs controlling people, but they do act as if they are doing it. And immature ESTJs would misuse that power, should I say? It's not power actually. It's a role. It's a role of making sure the principle or rules are abide by the people under them. I mean, what I'm meaning by misusing their role for personal interest. If you are working under an ESTJ, just piss them off while you are not working under them. I mean, you can do that because you are not working under them. I can guarantee they would transform that thing you have done to them while you are working under them. That's straight up dumb. But they do that, especially the immature ESTJs. Another aspect of them is I don't know what they think about it, but they seem to as if everyone doing mistakes on purpose whenever someone is doing a mistake. I haven't discussed or talked about any stages to for figure out that, but I don't know. But their behavior seem to come out like that. Maybe they are projecting how they operate to others. Maybe that's how they think, that's how they function. Probably they feel like it's their fault whenever they do a mistake. And as dumb they are, they don't seem to understand that people are different. People have different expenses and way of operating. So they just project that into others. Another thing about them. I should have said it before, but anyway, they clearly don't know what they are maintaining. They clearly don't understand what they're maintaining. All they know is rules and the principles that is supposed to be maintained. But they don't have single idea about why that's important or why that rule was made. The perfect example of a corporate prostitute. That's how ESTJs are in their stereotypical roles. Now, how they are at personal level. What type of character are they at their personal level? In my observation, they are not as dislikable at personal level, but they either don't let much people to get close to them. It's mostly their family and relatives that get to see that side. There's a sense of nepotism there, which might be disliked by the people outside of the ESTJ plotline, but this is what it is. If you like this video though, subscribe to get more typology contents, and any comments would also be appreciated. Take care.